Ready for a deep dive. We're going to explore the legend of Eldrana and the Celestial Amethyst, a tale that's captivated people, well, for generations, really. But this isn't just some old fairy tale. It's a chance to, uncover some surprisingly relevant lessons about wisdom, community, and the power of love.
What I find fascinating about this legend is how it uses storytelling to explore those, universal themes. It's not just like a recounting of events, right? It's a reflection of the human experience.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a reflection I'm excited to dive into. So imagine a kingdom nestled between like towering mountains and a sparkling sea Eldrana. It's known for its beauty, sure, but also for its deep connection to myths and legends, the kind of place where stories hold ancient wisdom.
And these myths often serve as a way to pass down values and grapple with those, those big questions that are still relevant today even.
Exactly. So let's meet the main players in this story, shall we? First, we have Lyra, the goddess of wisdom and light. Every 1,000 years, she descends from the heavens to bestow a single gift upon the people of Eldrana, the Celestial Amethyst.
The fact that they have to wait a millennia for this gift is pretty telling, don't you think? It highlights just how rare and precious this opportunity for wisdom truly is.
Oh, absolutely. It's not something you just, stumble upon, which makes you appreciate its significance even more. And that brings us to the Celestial Amethyst itself. Now, this isn't your average gemstone. Legend says it pulsates with cosmic energy, and get this, it holds the power to grant boundless wisdom to whoever possesses it. But, and you knew there was going to be a but, right?
There's always a catch, especially in myths. It's often a reflection of the challenges we face in our own lives.
You hit the nail on the head. Protecting the Celestial Amethyst is Caelum, a sentinel spirit described as a being of both starlight and shadow. I don't know about you, but just that description, it sparks my imagination.
It speaks to the duality of existence, wouldn't you say? Light and darkness, wisdom and ignorance, these forces are always interacting and shaping our world.
That's such a great way to put it. Now, Caelum's challenge isn't about brute force. It's a test of the mind and the heart. For centuries, adventurers have journeyed to Eldrana, lured by the promise of the amethyst's power. They all hoped to claim it for themselves naturally.
And were any of them successful?
Not a single one. Each returned empty-handed. Each one was completely stumped by Caelum's trials. But then, a humble shepherd named Elysian enters the story.
The unexpected hero, right? It's a classic storytelling element, and it reminds us that we shouldn't judge by appearances. True worth can come from the most unexpected places.
And it makes you wonder, what would make a shepherd even think about seeking the amethyst in the first place? What would make him believe he had a chance when so many others had failed?
Yeah.
We'll get into that because this is where the legend gets even more interesting. Picture Elysian, deep in the heart of the forest, when he stumbles upon an ancient temple dedicated to Lyra. That's where his journey truly begins.
This is no power-hungry adventurer, though, is it? What motivates Elysian to even think about seeking the amethyst?
It all stems from witnessing the suffering of his people. Their land is crippled by a drought, and he desperately seeks a solution, a way to unite his community and bring them relief.
Right from the start, we see that Elysian's motivations are different. He's not seeking wisdom for personal gain, but for the betterment of his community.
And this is where we come face to face with Caelum. Imagine this. Elysian stands before the sentinel spirit who shimmers like the night sky and presents him with the challenge that has defeated everyone else. It's a riddle of profound significance. Centuries of adventurers have failed to solve it, and now it falls to Elysian.
A good riddle always piques my interest.
Yeah.
What does Caelum ask?
Caelum looks at Elysian and with a voice like stardust says, "In shadows, light shall find its kin, a spark of joy amidst the sin. To bind the world in unity, what must be shared to set it free." Now, if you were in Elysian's position, what would you say?
It seems deceptively simple, doesn't it? But there's a depth there, a hidden truth about the human condition that's not immediately obvious. It reminds me that true understanding, well, it isn't just about gathering information, is it? It's more about, like, recognizing how everything is, connect the light and shadow within ourselves and in the world around us.
Right. And that's what makes this riddle so compelling. It's this beautifully crafted puzzle, and it's fascinating how Elysian, our humble shepherd, actually cracks it. He spends, I don't know, what must have felt like ages just contemplating Caelum's words, reflecting on his own experiences, the joys and hardships he shared with his community.
And what is it that he finally realizes? What's the answer that's eluded everyone else for centuries?
Love.
Love.
Elysian's answer is love.
Oh, of course. It seems so, I don't know, obvious in hindsight, doesn't it? But it makes you think, How often do we get caught up searching for these, like, complicated solutions when the most profound answers are often the simplest ones?
It's so true. And it makes perfect sense when you really think about it because love requires empathy, right? It means like looking beyond ourselves and connecting with others on a much deeper level.
It's about understanding the human experience in its entirety, right?
Right.
Recognizing those shared experiences that connect us all, even when we're facing difficulties.
Yeah. It reminds me of that saying, there is more that unites us than divides us. And Elysian, through his compassion and dedication to helping his people, he truly gets that. And it's in that moment of realization that something incredible happens.
Caelum recognizes the truth in Elysian's answer, doesn't he? He sees the sincerity in his heart and the purity of his intentions.
Absolutely. Caelum, he declares Elysian worthy and grants him the Celestial Amethyst. Can you imagine that moment? The power emanating from the gem, the weight of responsibility suddenly on Elysian's shoulders.
It's a powerful image, this shepherd entrusted with this cosmic power. But the real question is, what does he do with it? Does he give in to the temptation of using it for his own personal gain?
Not at all. He returns to his village and like immediately starts using the amethyst's power to heal the land. He summons rain, reviving the withered crops, and just breathes life back into the heart of his community.
What's so striking is that Elysian doesn't, hoard the amethyst power or try to elevate himself above others. He leads through service, understanding that true wisdom isn't about possession, but about application.
He understands that true power comes from empowering others, from uplifting your community, not ruling over them.
It's a powerful lesson in leadership, one that feels particularly relevant in today's world.
100%. It makes you think about how we can embody this principle in our own lives.
Exactly. How can we use our unique gifts and talents to make a positive impact on our communities? What would it look like for us to lead with compassion and use our strengths to uplift those around us?
It's a powerful message, and it goes beyond those traditional leadership roles. It's about recognizing that each and every one of us has something to offer, a spark that can contribute to a greater good.
And the legend doesn't stop with Elysian solving the immediate crisis, right? It highlights the ripple effect of his actions, the way they fundamentally change the fabric of Eldrana itself.
You're right. The drought might have been the catalyst, but the true treasure, the lasting legacy, it's the sense of unity and shared purpose that blossoms within the community. Eldrana becomes renowned not just for its beauty, but for its harmony and the wisdom of its people.
And what about the Celestial Amethyst? Does it remain a symbol of power and authority?
It becomes something far greater, doesn't it? It transforms into this like enduring symbol of their interconnectedness, a reminder of the lessons learned through adversity and the unifying power of love.
Yeah, like a physical representation of how the real treasures in life aren't material possessions, but those intangible qualities that enrich our lives and connect us to something bigger than ourselves.
It's about personal growth, the wisdom gained along the way, and the love we share. These are themes that resonate with everyone, regardless of background or circumstance. Now, you might be thinking, okay, this is a lovely story and all, but what can I actually take away from it? What makes it relevant to my life?
Well, that's the beauty of these ancient stories, isn't it? They have this amazing ability to transcend time and speak to us across generations in a world that often prioritizes individual achievement and material wealth. The legend of Eldrana, it reminds us of the enduring power of community, compassion, and the pursuit of wisdom for something greater than ourselves.
It makes you wonder, how can we, like Elysian, tap into that wellspring of compassion and utilize our own unique gifts, whatever they may be, to create a more harmonious future? Because, we all have something unique to offer, don't we?
We do. The legend of Eldrana, it isn't just a tale from a distant past, right? It's a story that continues to resonate throughout time, reminding us that true wisdom doesn't lie in power or possessions, but in the bonds we forge, the love we share, and the choices we make for the betterment of ourselves and the world around us.
It's a powerful thought to end on. So as you go about your day, remember the lesson of Eldrana and the Celestial Amethyst. Think about what gifts you possess, how you can use them to nurture your community, and how, even in the face of challenges, choosing love can lead to the most extraordinary outcomes. This has been an incredible deep dive, and we can't wait to share the next one with you.